Backs Nick Pickering at 2, Mark Patterson at 3. The central defence, Mark Wright, the captain, 5. Michael Forsyth at 6. Midfield, Gary Micklewhite, 7. Geraint Williams, 4. Trevor Hebberd recalled in place of Craig Ramage at number 10, and Nigel Callaghan at 11. Derby's strike pair are Dean Saunders at 8 and Michael Harford at 9. The Derby County substitutes are Craig Ramage and the former England Youth International Jason Kavanagh. Nottingham Forest, they have Mark Crossley in goals. The fullbacks Brian Laws and Stuart Pearce. The central defence Des Walker and Steve Chettle. Midfield Steve Hodge, Gary Crosby, Roy Keane at 6, 7 and 8 respectively. And the midfield completed by Gary Parker wearing number 11. And their strike pair, the two Nigels, Clough at 9, Jemson at 10. Their substitutes Darren Wassell and Phil Starbuck. The referee today is Mr. Colin Trussell of Liverpool. The linesman Mr. MJ Arch and Mr. R. Sutton. Mr. Arch with the red trim to his flag. And of course on the Forest bench today, of course, we have manager Brian Clough, who enjoyed some of his early great managerial successes here at the baseball ground, and has been in his present job longer than any of the other 91 League club managers. He went to the City Ground in 1975, January I think it was, when Forest were languishing in the second division. And just as he did at Derby, he brought them up to the first division, and of course, as with Derby, he won the league championship with the Forest side. So Brian Clough, very much his own man, of course. So we're now getting ready for the kick-off. Derby County will kick from left to right. And it looks as though Derby County have the kick-off. Forest will be playing towards the Normanton end, the key club end here at Derby. Derby attacking the Osmaston goal behind which the mass ranks of Forest fans are situated. Gary Micklewhite and Trevor Hebberd over the ball. And at spot on 3 o'clock, Colin Trussell is ready to set this game in motion. Away we go. And we've got to have another kick-off. Nigel Jemson is straight into the centre circle. Ball back to Geraint Williams. Steve Chettle for Nottingham Forest. Nigel Callaghan forward for Derby. Flick on by Harford to Saunders. That was Nigel Clough punting the ball forward for Nigel Jemson, but Mark Wright there for Derby County. And an early touch for Peter Shilton. Steve Chettle there for Forest. Ball skates past Nick Pickering, although wearing number 2 is playing in left back position. Mark Patterson with the number 3 on his back in the right back position. Free kick there for Forest. Quick one to Gary Parker. Ryan Laws inside to Chettle, one of the Forest scorers last week against Sunderland. Geraint Williams to Gary Micklewhite, faced by Stuart Pearce. Gets the ball inside to Geraint Williams. He hesitated and his pass was intercepted by Chettle. Good fight back there by Williams. Patterson on a run there with Pearce and a goal kick. A good break there by Mark Patterson at right back. On that pass from Trevor Hebberd. And as you'd expect with a Derby match, a cacophony of sound here at the baseball ground. Nigel Jemson beats Wright, and it's Mark Patterson safely back to goalkeeper Peter Shilton. Good defending by the young fullback. Former Colorado United player Mark Patterson. Peter Shilton looking for Gary Micklewhite. Nick Harford back to Mark Patterson. Patterson down the line for Saunders. Chase with Des Walker. And the England international centre-back. Safely back to goalkeeper Mark Crosby. Walker marking Saunders, both pacey players, and obviously Forest aware of Saunders' pace. Harford in there, the ball breaks for Callaghan, but immediately gives the ball back to Des Walker. Chase on between Mark Wright and Crosby. Mark Wright wins a throw off Crosby. Gordon Guthrie out of the bench to have a look at Geraint Williams, who today is marking his 100th consecutive appearance in all games with Derby County. So an early break in the play after 3 minutes. Throw into Derby County, Nick Pickering to take it. Harford tries to get there, Chettle. It's Harford to Callaghan. Chettle in quickly, throw into Derby, just by the dugout there. Nick Pickering to take it. Into Callaghan. Puts in field. Free kick to Derby County. Foul there by number 7 Gary Crosby. Just Michael Forsyth back on the halfway line. He hasn't got anybody to mark. Forrest have brought everybody back. Pickering with the kick. Looking for Harford. It's now out with Micklewhite. Gets to the byline. Goal kick. Just couldn't recover in time to send the ball over. Gary Micklewhite. So with 5 minutes gone, the score still Derby County 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Mark Crossley's kick. Mark right up there with Jemson. It's picked up by Gary Parker to Nigel Clough. Slotting it through for Jemson, but flicks off the side to Mark Wright. Mark Wright looking for some width on the right flank. Hebberd to Patterson. And that was Roy Keane quickly in, the young Irishman, who's impressed with Nottingham Forest this season. Trevor Hebberd. Gary Parker for Forest to Nigel Clough. And a foul on Clough by Patterson. And this time it's the turn of Liam O'Kane to come on for Nottingham Forest. So referee Colin Trussell of Liverpool giving a stern lecture to Mark Patterson. Nigel Clough, of course, Sunderland born, and just scored the second goal which defeated his hometown club last week at the City Ground. Stuart Pearce to take the free kick. That's Nigel Clough. Good play by Clough, back flick. But no danger to Derby County on that occasion. So Peter Shilton to set Derby into the Forest half once again. Nick Harford coming for this. Good flick on by Harford to Saunders. To Hebberd. Now Harford coming in again, but that's number 8 Roy Keane doing some valuable defensive work there to beat Harford. Clough to Hodge. Hebberd intercepts. That's Patterson to Forsyth. Safely back to Shilton. Steve Hodge, the Forest number 6, of course, has a good goal scoring record against Derby here. Scored the last 2 visits. Jemson beating Wright. Keane going forward with Forsyth. And pulling Forsyth back, so it's a free kick to Derby. And Geraint Williams is unfortunately injured, and Craig Ramage makes an early appearance in this game. That's That's bad luck for Derby County. Harford. Pearce handling the ball. So that's after 8 minutes, Craig Ramage on for the injured George Williams. That will severely deplete Derby County's midfield. We'll just have to see how Ramage applies himself to this game. Mark Patterson with a kick. Mark Wright. Nick Harford in with Crossley. Free kick to Forest. Harford deemed to have fouled Crossley, knocking him over while the goalkeeper was in the air. The referee Trussell having a quiet word with Nick Harford. Mark Wright beating Clough in the air. Micklewhite to Ramage, his first touch of the game. Micklewhite forced to play back, and Mark Patterson safely back to Peter Shilton. Coming up to 10 minutes on the clock, although we have had 2 stoppages, of course. And that's Harford. Hodge in on Harford, and Hodge came down heavily on Harford there, but he's all right, I think. Still down on his knees as Forsyth take the throw, finding Jemson. Back to Crosby, but Callaghan intercepts. Callaghan on his 3rd and last month now on loan from Aston Villa. Remains to be seen whether or not he remains at Derby at the end of this final loan period. Ramage to Harford, spreading the ball out to the right, but Micklewhite a little too far in field, and Pearce has no difficulty in playing the ball back to his goalkeeper Mark Crossley. The ball bouncing on this pitch, which has taken a lot of rain overnight and some during the morning. Forest spreading the play to Roy Keane from Brian Laws, now Stuart Pearce. Psycho as he's known at the Forest camp. Mark Patterson to Trevor Hebberd. Hebberd back to Wright, who lets it go in fact to Peter Shilton. Shilton's kick. Ramage underneath it but doesn't get there. Saunders and Ramage mix up there, and Des Walker comes away. And Keane into touch. But Patterson adjusts to have fouled Keane. So another free kick to Forest. Not too bad with Stuart Pearce from this distance, but should it be anywhere near 25 yards or nearer. Lovely dummy by Keane to sell Patterson. Ball inside to Craig Ramage. Lovely dummy by Keane, but his pass inside only found Craig Ramage there. So no threat to Derby on that occasion. Just Pearce up with Micklewhite. Drops for Patterson. Here's Saunders with Walker. Back to Patterson. Tackled by Keane, but Patterson recovers. Forsyth into Hebberd. To Patterson. Back to Forsyth. And this is what Forest are good at, squeezing the opposition back into their own half. Right forward for Harford. Good knock back, but it falls for Hodge. Hodge only finds Saunders. Micklewhite now. Went the wrong way in my opinion there, should have gone inside. But it's Forsyth picking up Pearce's clearance to Hebberd. Hebberd only finds Parker. Clough to Jemson. Crosby on the break on the right. Parker going forward in the inside right position. Jemson with a shot. Straight at Peter Shilton. Jemson, who scored his first goal for Forest in this fixture last season. Scored the second goal of Forest's 2-0 victory. Hodge having scored the other one. Stuart Pearce. Looking for Jemson. It's Michael Forsyth knocking inside for Mark Wright. Finds Peter Shilton quite easily. Peter Shilton's kick. And Harford adjusts to have been fouling Chettle there, just shoving Chettle as the ball came over, or came downfield. So another free kick to Forest. Parker back to Chettle, who had an outstanding game against Sunderland last week. Jemson unable to control it. Patterson back to goalkeeper Shilton. Derby County, of course, now missing the drive of Geraint Williams, the Welsh international, from midfield, and gone off injured after 8 minutes. That's Chettle beating Harford. That's Pickering in. That's picked up by Parker. Crosby pulled right out to the middle, and Callaghan tackling back. And another free kick to Forest. Quick one inside to Hodge. Parker, Hodge to Chettle, and he hits the post. And this is Keane tries to get past Patterson, and Micklewhite into touch, but a lead up for Derby there. Steve Chettle, fresh one from that goal last week against Sunderland, beat Shilton comprehensively. It's now Clough working away to Chettle again, and it's there. Chettle succeeds this time. The goal coming on the quarter hour. And once again, Peter Shilton beaten to his right. So Derby County 0, Nottingham Forest 1 after 15 minutes. As Hebberd, a lackadaisical pass there, trying to find Callaghan, and Derby are right up against it. Jemson now with Forsyth, and a goal kick. Well, Chettle was threatening that goal ever since he hit that post. And the move didn't really break down at all, came back into him. And the shot with a slight deflection took it past Peter Shilton's right hand into the bottom corner. It's Chettle again to Clough. And this last 2 minutes or so, it's been one-way traffic. Ball passed by Keane, but he recovers well. Parker to Jemson, he's got time to pick his spot. Doesn't do so. Derby defence holding on, offering no cover to Peter Shilton whatsoever. And Forest could well have been 2-0 up there had Jemson been a little bit more ruthless. Linesman on this side of the field has seen a missile on the pitch and attracted referee Trussell's attention. That's now been removed. The linesman, Mr. Sutton, on this side of the pitch. If I made a mistake, it's Mr. Arch with the red trim. That's Crosby for Forest. Mark Wright in for Derby County. Saunders on the chase. Pearce, a good knockdown, but he only finds Micklewhite. He's only got Micklewhite inside. The ball for Craig Ramage. So a cacophony of sound again as Forest get the game underway. Craig Ramage scoring in 18 minutes. And that's the first league goal Derby County have scored at the baseball ground against Nottingham Forest since its equivalent Saturday in 1979. And now, being the hero. Craig Ramage is going to have his name taken for belting the ball at Forest captain Stuart Pearce. In fact, it isn't Ramage at all. It's Patterson for the foul on Pearce. Personally, I thought the foul was rather innocuous, and that Ramage might have been the one to go in the book for ungentlemanly conduct. But Mark Patterson has the yellow card. It's all happening at the baseball ground with 19 minutes gone. And Colin Trussell finding the right blade of grass from which to take this kick. Mick Harford back in defence. Saunders coming back out to just had a quick word with Mick Harford. Come back to the centre circle. Flat cross kick to Parker. Hodge only finds Micklewhite, but that doesn't give Saunders a lot of chance to chase. They throw into Forest midway inside their own half. So Derby County have at least broken the hoodoo of not scoring against Nottingham Forest here at the baseball ground. That is in the league, and of course scored against them in the FA Cup and in the Milk Cup as it was then. That was a Jeff Chandler penalty. That was the last goal before Ramage's to go in against the Forest here. Hebberd now for Derby. No spread on the left, but there comes Pickering. Callaghan had come inside. Callaghan now in support. Drifting onto this one. Looking for Harford. Saunders. And that goal came just at the right time for Derby County, because they really looked down when Steve Chettle scored on the quarter hour. But the lead only lasts 3 minutes, and Craig Ramage, the substitute, knocked that one in. So it's Mark Wright now above Jemson, and Michael Forsyth safely back to Peter Shilton. The score after 20 minutes: Derby County 1, Nottingham Forest 1 in this East Midlands derby, which is bubbling with excitement. Chettle comes off Harford. Callaghan takes over. Crudely brought down by Parker, and he'll be the second one in the book, perhaps. No, just a warning. The only one in the book so far is Patterson. That, to be fair to Parker, was his first offence of any note. So it'll be Nigel Callaghan now with this kick. Callaghan's kick towards Crossley, and that's Harford. He beat Des Walker to the header, but couldn't direct it on goal. Goal kick to Nottingham Forest. Well, that goal certainly fired up Derby, and of course scored by a Derby lad, Craig Ramage, local boy. Pearce now from Keane's kick, but has hammered it into oblivion. Michael Forsyth, good control to Mark Wright, back to Michael Forsyth. Got to watch they don't get caught out here, and Forsyth pass a bad one, picked up by Keane. Hodge trying to find Parker, now Hebberd for Derby. Pickering on the left, has to stop and check. Surface treacherous after the rain it's had overnight and during the morning. Bad pass by Callaghan, trying to find Ramage, picked up by Jemson. Hodge can't control it. Callaghan picks up. And that's Nigel Clough. So after Derby conceding a lot of free kicks early on in the first quarter of an hour, Forest are now starting to. Mark Wright has gone up. Thought he was going to take the kick to start with, but he's leaving it for Mark Patterson. Ramage coming short. He's marked by Clough, but Ramage just telling Patterson where to put it. Harford going in again, but Walker heads out to Hebberd. Hebberd trying to wriggle his way through. Parker clears, only to Patterson. Micklewhite coming out on the right, it goes to Saunders. Saunders trying to winkle his way down the left, faced by Hodge. Throw into Forsyth. Micklewhite, the last one to touch it. Chance of psycho from behind Mark Crossley's goal. And of course, he's the Forest captain, Stuart Pearce, the man taking the throw in. Looking for Roy Keane. That's Patterson again into touch, but it's a good ground game by Forest. Patterson and Micklewhite up for the same ball. Callaghan gets Derby out of jail there, and it's Forsyth forward. Harford to Saunders, into Ramage. Good control by Ramage. Pickering up on the left, but Crosby gets there first, and it's Parker. Mark Wright in quickly. Ramage in the left back position. Into Hebberd. Pickering in. Now, has he given the free kick for the foul on Ramage? Chettle. In fact, by Brian Laws, the right back, not Chettle. Gives Derby County a free kick and a chance to get pile up Mark Wright. Jemson is back on the halfway line, being marked by Forsyth, and that's right! Oh, so close. So after dictating things in after an even start, the first 10 minutes or so, and then up to and including the goal, Forest are having slightly better of things. Since Derby's goal, Derby come right back into it. That's good play by Mark Wright. Patterson forward. Harford a good chest down and control, but Chettle in quickly, only finds Ramage. Now it's Micklewhite to Saunders. Saunders is keeping the ball in, but Keane wins it back for Forest. Walker forward to Jemson. Good tackle by Forsyth. Micklewhite takes over to Harford, back to Micklewhite, into Ramage, to Hebberd rather. Callaghan, Harford, Forsyth, Patterson. Patterson goes past Keane, but then loses control, and it's Psycho Pearce winning the throw off Mark Patterson. This game being played at a tremendous pace. Micklewhite for Derby County into Hebberd. Hebberd forward. Ramage, good control. Micklewhite takes over as Chettle beats Harford. That's Ramage to Saunders. Too close and Hodge intercepts. Jemson now for Forest. Nigel Clough, Laws in support. He's got Crosby on the right. Ball out to Crosby, spaced by Pickering. Cuts inside Callaghan. And Jemson beaten by Wright, and eventually Pickering back to Peter Shilton. That's Harford, can't control it. Foul on Crosby there. Chettle to Parker. Pearce. Roy Keane. Good play by Keane. Feinting to pass and then cutting inside. Parker to Clough. Clough good control, despite the attention of Forsyth. That's Mark Wright on that pass from Parker, which would have sent Jemson through. Callaghan for Derby. Saunders to Hebberd. Callaghan, Pickering out on the left. Callaghan elects to try and find Dean Saunders in the inside left position, but it's too wide for Saunders to chase. Des Walker now to Steve Chettle. Gary Parker, former Hull City midfielder. It's Mark Wright in for Derby. Saunders up. Walker only down to Callaghan. Callaghan to Harford. Spreads it to Saunders. Saunders Looking for and finding Patterson, who called for the ball to Micklewhite. Patterson on the run, doesn't get the pass past Pearce. Now it's Hebberd. In fact, it was Ramage. So used to these days, Ramage being number 10 and Hebberd being number 12. I got confused there, but it's Ramage doing well to engineer the shot, but not quite executing the effort in the correct manner, therefore not troubling Mark Crossley in the Nottingham Forest goal. But Ramage has certainly done well since he came on, scoring the goal, and seems to have a thirst for the game. Probably be upset at being left out of the original team. And showing a welcome thirst for the action. Brian Laws for Forest. Looking for Jemson, but it goes right through between Jemson and Clough, and Wright and Forsyth. And it's safely back to Peter Shilton. Harford coming for this, beats Chettle in the air. Micklewhite unable to get control of it. Roy Keane now from Pearce's pass, and he finds Forsyth. A bit tight there for Derby. Let's spread it a bit. Ramage to Saunders. Right, well, to Forsyth and then Saunders. It's now Brian Laws. Gary Parker. Tackled out of it. Saunders unable to get away from Parker though. Chasing, try and cut off the back pass, but unable to do so. Mark Crossley rolls it out left arm to Stuart Pearce. Looking for Jemson. There's Mark Wright. Not risking the back pass with Jemson in hot pursuit. Ball pass by Pickering, but Callaghan does well. Crosby tackles back. Callaghan still gets the foot there though, to stop Forest gaining meaningful possession. Gary Parker now to Roy Keane. Finds Hodge. Brian Laws. Good tackle by Harford. Just Saunders in the middle. Got the crossover, and that's Pearce heading out to prevent Micklewhite getting on the end of it. Roy Keane, good turn. Keane showing composure, good composure for a young lad. Jemson to Parker. Hodge. Tackled by Harford, but the ball runs on to Brian Laws, and Hodge is down injured as Crosby matches onto that pass. And a good tackle by Pickering, throw in. But Hodge in trouble on the halfway line. And Liam McCain coming on for the second time. Nigel Clough was the previous recipient of Liam McCain's attentions. There's a foul on him in the Derby half. Geraint Williams was the other player to bring the trainer onto the pitch. And of course he's since been replaced by the goal scorer for Derby County, Craig Ramage, who dinked in a beautiful equaliser after Steve Chettle had given Forest the lead on the quarter hour. Ramage's goal coming 3 minutes later. The Forest substitutes, Darren Wassell and Phil Starbuck warming up, but Steve Hodge seemingly okay again. So a little bit of injury time to put on to this match, which is coming up to 33 minutes on the clock. It's been a good 2 to 3 minutes injury time all told. Pickering again from the throw, downfield. Saunders, but Walker in quickly. Hodge only finds Saunders. Shot a little bit too soon, I thought, there, Dean Saunders. And good goalkeeping by Mark Crossley. In any case, he'd come out to the edge of his 6-yard area to cut out the options, and Saunders didn't hit the shot well enough. Did the right thing in not taking on Pearce, veering a little bit to one side, to the left, but unfortunately for Dean, not a good finish. It's an offside flag against Nigel Jemson. So free kick to Derby County. Mark Wright to take the kick. Short 1-2, Mark Patterson. Roy Keane coming quickly to close him down. And that's Stuart Pearce with Gary Micklewhite. Throw into Derby County. The referee on to with somebody in the crowd. Patterson takes the throw to Hebberd, back to Patterson. Down the line to Micklewhite. Micklewhite does well against Keane. Inside to Hebberd. That's Harford to Saunders. Hebberd. Now Pickering. Callaghan. Pickering coming inside. Diagonal cross for Harford. Goal kick. Harford looks appealing at the referee. Nothing given. Except the goal kick. 35 minutes on the watch. Only about 32 in actual fact played. 32 to 33. And the score: Derby County 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Micklewhite back to Patterson. Does well at full stretch, but then presents the ball to Hodge, who handled the ball. So that Forest break prevented. Patterson's kick. Looking for Harford and finding him. Saunders there in on it. Walker and Pearce together. Safely back to Crossley. Crossley, left arm and left footed. Downfield to Mark Wright for Derby County. That's Ramage. Pulled over by Hodge. Free kick to Derby County. Referee Trussell having a quiet word with Steve Hodge then to calm it down. Mark Wright again with a free kick. Nick Harford, good control. And Saunders just unable to get onto the end of that. Patterson now bought by Keane, but gets the crossover. Back blocked by Pearce. Nigel Clough to Keane. Derby County throw. And Keane being spoken to by referee Trussell now. Forsyth with the cross. Headed out by Walker. Callaghan shot, good save by Crossley. Had to move smartly across his goal. Jemson, good control, except it just ebbed away from him. Certainly killed it. But it didn't run with him. Peter Shilton now for Derby. Callaghan didn't control it at all. Going exactly on the halfway line. Crosby gaining about 5 yards. And immediately giving the throw to Derby County as a result. Nigel Callaghan with the throw. Back now leaving it to Nick Pickering, former Coventry City player. Good knock on by Harford to Callaghan. Callaghan, Saunders, and that was a saving tackle there by Pearce. Des Walker now. But Callaghan in on him to prevent the pass going downfield. It's only a throw to Forest. And this is a keenly fought East Midlands derby, with Derby not capitulating after going one down to a Steve Chettle goal on the quarter hour. Coming back with that Craig Ramage equaliser 3 minutes later. Jemson now drawing right out of the defence. Pass back to Pearce, forced back, so couldn't make the fact that Wright had come right out of defence with him. Didn't make it pay. Pass back to Pearce, who then had to supply his own goalkeeper. Forsyth. Pickering in, so it's Crosby. Ramage now to Callaghan. Pickering going on the flank. Callaghan to Pickering. Back to Callaghan. Callaghan down for Ramage. Good kill on the chest by Ramage. And it's now Forest coming away. The tackle from behind by Mick Harford gives Forest a free kick. From behind on Parker. Parker takes it quickly. Chettle only finds Ramage. And Forsyth is shaken, misplacing the passes. Ramage doesn't get, Callaghan doesn't get past Crosby. It's now Clough. Lovely layoff to Laws. Comes off Clough though. And the goal kick. Brian Laws and his teammates Stuart Pearce. They've both got fierce shots. Pearce is, of course, particularly fierce. But Laws has got a good shot on him as well, but didn't get hold of that one. It's now Nick Pickering for Derby County. Down for Mike Harford. Back to Craig Ramage. Nick Pickering again. Ramage gone down the flank. Here's Ramage. Quick tackle on him by Laws. Harford. And miscalculation there by Laws. He tried to win the throw off Harford and it didn't work. It went straight out. Pickering with the throw for Derby County to Mark Wright. Michael Forsyth. To Mark Wright. Derby trying to suck Forsyth forward. Doing a Forsyth on Forsyth. But Saunders, he knocked it inside, but nobody there other than Des Walker. Calmly back to Mark Crossley. Forsyth in 8th position before today's game with 17 points from 13 games. Derby, of course, next to the bottom in 19th place with 10 points from 13 games. So needing the points badly, Derby County. And Des Walker, beautiful balance there against Welsh international Dean Saunders, and international against Welsh international there. Steve Chettle now for Forsyth. And that's skidding out for the goal kick. Ball gaining pace on the pitch. Which, as I say, has taken a tremendous amount of rain overnight. And a good bout of rain this morning as well. It's been very, very dull and overcast for most of the day. Some did come out just before the kick-off, but didn't amount to much. Trevor Hebberd now for Derby County. Back to Mark Wright. Pearce. Clough beaten by Wright. Now Mike Harford back to Michael Forsyth. Mark Patterson back to Peter Shilton. There's 4 minutes plus injury time to go to half-time. 41 minutes just over on the clock. The click on by Harford to Saunders. Well taken, but it just ran away from him to Des Walker. Mark Wright now. It's back up in the air. Des Walker and Chettle with Harford. Falls now for Nigel Clough. Good interception by Hebberd. It's Brian Laws. Forsyth unable to get much purchase on it, and it falls for Roy Keane. Gary Parker. Mark Patterson in quickly. And a goal kick to Derby County. Peter Shilton. Stuart Pearce beating Micklewhite in the air. The ball going out for a throw-in to Derby County. Patterson waving Ramage away and going downfield for Harford, but it's Pearce to Ramage. Good turn by Ramage. Beat Clough. And that's Mark Wright downfield for somebody to chase, but Pearce is there first. Micklewhite gets ahead there. Patterson does. There's Callaghan going through. A strange decision there by referee Trussell, having a word with Callaghan after giving Forsyth a free kick, obviously under the impression to my mind that Callaghan was playing for a penalty. That's the only reason I can see that referee Trussell will be having a word with Nigel Callaghan for ungentlemanly conduct in trying to con him into giving a penalty. That's Mark Wright beating Jemson. Hodge above Ramage. Wright to Micklewhite to Hebberd, but that's too fast. So the ball gathering pace on the pitch, the forward passes. Callaghan too far in field to collect it. the game after a frantic 20 minutes has calmed down, but he's still being played at a fair pace. Foul by Jemson on Wright. Who looks to have had a haircut during the week. Some of his blonde locks have been clipped off. Right, back to Peter Shilton. Shilton's kick to the halfway line. Micklewhite coming forward, it bounces beyond him to Pearce. Pearce, his pass. Patterson there. Micklewhite doesn't get the crossover. Micklewhite fighting away there. Patterson beavering away, Roy Keane as well. And a foul by Ramage, and that must be a booking. Must be a booking. It was a calculated tackle with no attempt for the ball being made, and quite rightly Ramage is into the book. It hasn't been a dirty game. There have been plenty of fouls, but not been a dirty game. But that certainly was a tackle which would never have got the ball at all. Pearce again. And Pearce receiving a lot of verbal abuse from the Derby crowd, and he's clearly rattled. Patterson with a throw, Harford inside. Walker there, across to Crosby. There's Pickering to Callaghan. Pickering doesn't get the shot in. Harford tried it. Shots blocked and hacked away by Chettle for the throw-in. Derby ending the half strongly. We're into injury time. The 45 minutes are up. We're into injury time. Forsyth dragging across for Harford. But it's Hebberd there. Comes to Hebberd. Forces it out for Callaghan. And that must be laws in the book now. Callaghan, I think, is all right, but it'll be laws the first for his play to be cautioned. Patterson and Ramage for Derby County have been cautioned, and now Brian Laws joins them in the referee's notebook. So can Derby County take the lead, and the priceless lead it would be just on half-time. Hebberd! A very, very good save by Mark Crossley. It must have been very late when he saw that one. Dropping to his right, and certainly showing form which, although Steve Sutton has signed a new contract for Forest, or is in the process of, will certainly keep him on the sidelines with saves like that. Micklewhite, the most committed suicide there, but it's coming out well. Ball to Harford, Ramage. Held by Chettle. Mark Patterson with a kick. We're coming up to 3 minutes of injury time, and that is in fact half-time. With the score, Derby County 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Forest going ahead in 15 minutes with a goal by centre-back Steve Chettle, and Craig Ramage, who was brought on as a substitute for Geraint Williams, who was injured in 8 minutes, replied to Chettle's goal with an equaliser in 18 minutes. So there we have it, Derby County 1, Nottingham Forest, the half-time score. Referee just checking the number of players on the pitch. All ready to go in this second half. A very, very even contest. It's been a superb game of football in the first half. Certainly entertained the crowd. He's just been told to get back, and Forest kick up. The ball now with Brian Laws. Saunders intercepts, but Laws in quickly. Does well against Callaghan as well. Crosby just below us. Pickering deemed to have obstructed Crosby, so a free kick to Nottingham Forest. Ryan Morse to take it. Not indicated an indirect one though, the referee, so it's a foul rather than obstruction. Parker into Jemson. Ramage tidying up. The ball to Pickering. Pickering downfield for Saunders. That's the header off Walker, but Walker recovers. Crosby beating Pickering to the ball. Mark Wright in, but over Michael Forsyth, and he's knocked him out. Going for the same ball there, and the ball reaches the halfway line, and Michael Forsyth will receive treatment. The best of things when you're a forward to have Mark Wright land on you, but when you're playing for the same side. And Nigel Jemson receiving treatment as well. So early setback here for Derby County. And there'll be a bounce up somewhere in the centre circle. William Guthrie having worked wonders with the magic sponge. So referee Trussell just adjusting his watch, and then a bounce up. Nick Harford gets the ball there, but it's Forrest in possession. Clough goes forward, tackled by Hebberd. Callaghan. Now Ramage taking up. Goes down by Laws, he plays it out to Callaghan. Chettle there, of course, former fullback, turns centre half. As is Michael Forsyth for Derby. It's a throw to Derby County. Callaghan in for Saunders. It's blocked by Parker, trying to get the centre over. Crosby inside Pickering to Clough, and there goes Roy Keane, the £10,000 signing from Cobb Ramblers in the summer. He's had two outings with the Republic of Ireland under 21s. Flick on by Harford. Pearce, a little bit of trouble there. Micklewhite pressurising, and Pearce winning the throw. Patterson, Keane into touch, going to Derby County. Mark Patterson to take the throw, wearing number 3, but playing right back. Nick Pickering wearing number 2, is left back on this side. Patterson winning another throw off Steve Hodge. Looking for Saunders from the throw, there he is. Patterson again, Patterson gets the crossover, Chettle, Callaghan, and then to promote the ball back, and it's Hebberd to Callaghan again, faced by 3 Forest players, contents himself with the throw in. Callaghan with the throw, to Hebberd, back to Callaghan. Tries to get past Laws, but into touch for another Derby County throw, Nick Pickering to take it this time. Back to Mark Wright, spreads it to Michael Forsyth. Hebberd for Patterson, and Patterson does well to win the throw off Roy Keane. Odds on the Forest player might get there first, but Patterson sticking to the task well. Looking for Harford from the throw, Pearce behind him. That's Keane on for Nigel Clough, and Brian Clough is out of the dugout. That was a rather high tackle by Michael Forsyth. And Ramage and Patterson, who've had yellow cards. It's a yellow card for Michael Forsyth. So 3-1, Derby are leading on yellow cards. Clough holding his shoulder. Pearce with a free kick. Jemson wriggles past Forsyth and is pulled down by Micklewhite. I think the crowd making out that these fouls are worse than they are, and it's certainly up to the referee not to be intimidated by the Forest crowd, or the Derby crowd for that matter. Certainly innocuous looking tackle. Forsyth with Chettle up. Hodge. Jemson, of course. And past the post by Roy Keane. No danger to Peter Shilton's goal on that occasion. So 7 minutes on the clock in this second half, and about 5 minutes play in all. Score still Derby County 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Roy Keane getting above Patterson to Clough. Doesn't get past Mark Wright. Superb tackle by Wright. Wright to Micklewhite. And it's out for a Forest throw. As Micklewhite tried to get the ball back to Peter Shilton. He did do that, but it went out first. Pearce with the throw. A goal kick to Derby County. Conditions very wet in that on that side of the field. Having walked around that way myself, I know full well how slippy that is. So both sets of supporters getting behind their side. And it's Roy Keane now, keeping Derby penned back in their own half. Which is, as I said before, very strength. They like to keep the opposition penned back in their own half and then suck them out and then break on them. And a bit of larger there between Nigel Jemson and Mark Patterson, but untoward, and Peter Shilton now to get Derby underway again. Harford, good chest down, and Harford was fouled. Big free kick to Derby County. Saunders to Ramage. Out to Patterson, a good cross. A foul on the goalkeeper. Definite contact there, but with Crossley by Mick Harford, who again has been spoken to by the referee, but I don't know what he expects Mick Harford to do. He's got to go for the ball. Really up to the goalkeeper to look after himself. Gary Crosby now for Forest. Tackle by Ramage, who's acquitted himself very well in this Derby County side this afternoon. Knock on by Patterson there, almost sent Jemson through, but ball skidding about off the surface. Causing mistakes to be made, which makes the game a little bit more exciting, of course. And it probably will be from a defensive mistake that a winner will come from this game if a minute's to come at all. And I've said the wrong thing, have I? Crosby breaks clear on Hebberd's misplaced pass. Hebberd gets back and makes him check back. Cross now to Clough. Good pass here to Keane, faced by Patterson. Back to Stuart Pearce. Jemson. Mark Wright gets the ball there. Mark Wright again. Help of Ramage. But Forest again in possession. Pearce chipping it forward for Jemson this time. And a good block by Forsyth. And Patterson clears. Good ball to Saunders. Hebberd now for Derby County to Gary Micklewhite. Faced by Pearce. But it's past to Callaghan. Wasn't all it might be. But Chettle Gives Derby County a throw with an attempted back pass which never found its way at all. Now Ramage from the throw. Back to Patterson. Patterson does well to win the ball back after losing it. Foul against Patterson, a free kick to Derby County, which no doubt Patterson himself will take. Although we've got two other exponents, Micklewhite and Callaghan there. Callaghan leaving the scene. And Patterson leaving it to Micklewhite to float this centre over. Mark Wright up there. It's the header across, nobody over that side of the field. And it's Stuart Pearce now. Michael Forsyth for Derby County, and is being fouled by Jemson, and a quickly taken free kick. Micklewhite to Harford. Tries to spread it inside the fullback for Callaghan, but the idea right, a good one, but the execution not so good. So Forsyth back in possession. Coming up to 12 minutes of the second half gone. Still Derby County 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Patterson with Jemson. Keane. Tackled by Micklewhite, then by Patterson. Throw into Derby County. But Roy Keane sticking to his job well. Michael Forsyth from the throw, back to Shilton. Harford again with Pearce this time. Picked up by Patterson. Good control out to Micklewhite, but Pearce intercepted the back heel. And that was Ramage who managed to stop Forsyth in the tracks, but at the cost of a throw in. Pearce with the throw to Jemson, inside to Steve Hodge. Hodge looking for Brian Laws in the centre circle. It's Gary Parker who's done a good run there. Mark Wright with him. Back to Shilton. Pushed there by Chettle and Harford, who wins the ball in the air. But as a result of the challenge by Chettle, couldn't really direct the header anywhere other than just further on into no man's land. Nigel Clough, good control, finds Crosby. Once it's past Callaghan, in fact Callaghan tackles him from behind. It's a free kick to Forest. Laws to Parker. Parker taking his time. Close control, earning him that. Good turn by Clough round right. Well, that's what Nigel Clough is so good at. A quick turn, one way then the other. 80 one way, then quick turn on the other way. And it left right flat-footed for a moment. And it gave Clough the time and room to get in that shot on Peter Shilton. Going to Nottingham Forest over on the far side. Fortunately for Derby, Peter Shilton read the situation well, and it was virtually straight at him. And that's just how dangerous Nigel Clough can be. Scored a well-taken goal against Sunderland last week, which is his first league goal of the season. And that's backing on to Wright by Nigel Jemson, Forest leading scorer. Header by Mick Harford to Gary Micklewhite, and he get the crossover. He does so. Saunders! So Forsyth on the way again. I'd no need to comment on that further than Saunders into the net. The move spoke for itself, particularly with Gary Micklewhite able to get over that early cross before he was closed down. A beautifully placed header by Saunders. Clough, free kick to Forsyth, and this is in a dangerous position. We've seen Stuart Pearce from this sort of area whip goals in. The one against Coventry sticks in my mind, and it's Psycho Pearce to try and do the same again. In fact, Peter Shilton is guarding that side of the goal. Steve Chettle, blocked by Harford, and Derby coming out with Ramage. Ramage kept his head well there and got Derby handy out of the hole. I don't think Forsyth entirely happy with the referee on that one, but the cacophony of sound echoes round the ground once again. Peter Shilton's kick, looking for Harford. There's Walker, there ahead of Saunders, but only into touch. Hebberd in now, but it only feeds Steve Hodge. Forsyth now look all fired up. Jemson beats Wright on the outside, cuts inside, does well. And the cut out by Forsyth. Hebberd there, and Pickering clears for Derby. Saunders to Hebberd. The game really livened up. If it needed anything to liven it up before, no foul, though Harford was cruelly tricked up there. Crosby back to Laws. Parker cuts inside Harford, and Harford is the fourth Derby player to be booked. He joins Patterson, Ramage and Forsyth. Derby winning 2-1 in goals, but and 4-1 on bookings. Brian Laws the only Forsyth culprit, if you can call it that. But again, this is within the range of Stuart Pearce. That's for his substitutes warm up. We're coming up to 20 minutes of the second half. That goal by Saunders, if I hadn't mentioned it, was scored in the 16th minute of this second half, 4 minutes ago. 61st minute. Slightly further out, but well within the compass of Stuart Pearce. Shilton a little agitated here. This time it's Clough. And Derby fans rolling in the fact that there wasn't even on target. Peter Shilton to kick. Harford up with Hebberd and Chettle. Craig Ramage sorting it out. Back to Nick Pickering. Slices it into touch, unfortunately, for Derby County. Gary Crosby with the throw for Nottingham Forest. Pickering down to Harford. Callaghan. Foul by Crosby. Free kick to Derby County. Harford heading on. Chettle out. In fact, Keane rather. Keane breaking clear very well indeed. Jemson coming to help him. Looked to handball, but his pass to Keane again wasn't good enough, and Mark Wright easily picks up. Looks quite like Steve Chettle, does Roy Keane from a distance. Though Chettle, of course, is a far bigger man. Free kick by Peter Shilton, flicked on by Callaghan. Handball by Saunders. Brian Laws back to Mark Crossley. Crossley's kick looking for Jemson. Mark Wright to Craig Ramage. And Patterson goes to Derby County. We're now at the midpoint of the second half, although of course we have had injury time as we had with the first half. Roy Keane, but this is Craig Ramage. Trevor Hebberd. Craig Ramage. Dean Saunders, good vision by Ramage there. Saunders, delayed. Ball back to Micklewhite. It's now Ramage to Patterson. Micklewhite. Ramage turns past Pearce. And a corner kick. And the referee, Mr. Tussell, having a word with Steve Hodge again. Difficult to see what happened there. Micklewhite with the corner. Mark Wright up for this one. Harford, they're picked up by Callaghan. Certainly got it through Jemson's leg, but couldn't get to beat Laws. Pickering back to Forsyth. Forsyth to Saunders. Bounces off his chest to Forsyth. It's Crosby. Tackled by Hebberd. Callaghan takes over. Derby County really working for each other this afternoon. Harford backheads it. Pearce forward. That's Forsyth, a flying header over Keane and Saunders. And Saunders is deemed to have fouled the Forest man. As Crosby breaks for Forest, Callaghan tackles. Now Ramage, fouled by the Forest number 7, Crosby. Free kick to Derby County. And Starbuck has taken his place on the left-hand side of midfield, with Keane having moved infield to partner Gary Parker in the centre for Nottingham Forest. Derek Crosby, of course, playing wide on the right. Callaghan, good deft flick inside to Harford, back to Callaghan. Callaghan looking for Ramage. Back to Pickering. Pickering with a good one. Saunders! And a goal kick. Kick by Crossley to Jemson. Skates past Forsyth. Ramage and then Hebberd tied up for Derby. Callaghan into Ramage. Ramage, Harford. Saunders. Good pass to right back Mark Patterson. This is far better from Derby County. Saunders a good dummy, but nobody there. I think he thought Harford was closer. Starbuck able to control it. Comes off Micklewhite to Ramage. He doesn't control it either. That was Mark Patterson tackling back on Nigel Clough, and the ball back with Peter Shilton. Really pulsating stuff here at the base ball ground. And should Derby County pocket these 3 points, how invaluable they will be, but this game's far from over yet. Only 26 minutes gone. And Harford this time, the guilty party on Steve Chettle. Gary Parker to Brian Laws. Crosby outside him. Checks inside Callaghan neatly. Looking for Parker, good one, but there's Forsyth to Mark Wright. Most intercepted there by Crosby. And Nick Pickering. Back to Trevor Hebberd. Does one against Jemson. Good pass to Harford. Harford to Saunders. Doesn't control it, and Starbuck comes in. Parker now for Forrest. Jemson. Good pass for Clough. Starbuck, but there's Gary Micklewhite. And we're throwing to Derby County. Good play by Gary Micklewhite. And by Paul Starbuck for sticking to him. Mark Patterson with the throw for Derby County. Saunders coming short. He's not marked, wanting the ball, but not getting it. It's Mick Harford. Heads the ball on. That's Chettle clearing it. Mark Wright to Ramage. And that's Stuart Pearce for a goal kick. And I think the crowd really getting at Stuart Pearce this afternoon, really got to him. Certainly nothing like the composed player he normally is. In fact, it wasn't a goal kick, it swung out for the throw before coming back in, so Derby County not lost that much ground. Patterson now downfield for Saunders to chase. Des Walker with him. Des Walker into touch, Derby County throw. Derby County 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Ramage and Saunders for Derby County. Chettle for Forest. But Derby final on pressure. A good tackle there on Micklewhite. And a good pass by Clough out to Crosby with a bit of space. Derby stretched here. Hebberd coming back. Good cross. Had there been a wide player on the left, but an overhit cross and a throw into Derby County. But Derby were stretched there and Crosby didn't make best use of his opportunity. Looked to Greg Cross when he first delivered it, but there's nobody following up on the Forest left. Saunders and Walker throw in for Derby County. Mark Patterson to take it. Referee pointing to his watch, asking Patterson to hurry up. Throw into Harford, back to Ramage, out to Micklewhite. Patterson into no man's land there. I think looking for a quick break from Dean Saunders. Dean Saunders acknowledges what Patterson was trying to do, in fact, and he hadn't broken that time. That's Mark Wright. Obviously Patterson was looking at something they've practiced in training. Pickering there beating Crosby, conceding the throw midway inside the Derby County half. As Forrest attack the packed Osmaston end, packed with their own supporters behind Peter Shilton's goal. Brian Laws now to Nigel Clough. Clough good close control, but it breaks off the side to Pickering, but comes back by Crosby to Clough, to Laws. Laws beating Trevor Hebberd. And Hebberd biting back with a foul, which gives Forrest another opportunity. Pearce this time going into the area. It'll be Nigel Clough to take the kick on field, although he's got Gary Crosby with him. Stuart Pearce ready for a run in. Virtually at the far post at the moment. Beyond him is Roy Keane and Starbuck. Good flick on there by Chettle, but it goes out for a goal kick. So could this be a historic victory for Derby County? There's a quarter of an hour left, plus the injury time, which Mr. Trussell will have to add on. Just over 30 minutes on the clock in this second half. It's 75 minutes. It's Derby County 2, Nottingham Forest 1. That's the Roy Keane. Mark Wright waving his men clear as he pops the ball downfield. Pearce heads forward. Patterson in quickly. Throw into Nottingham Forest. There's one thing you can say about this Derby County side this afternoon. They've worked manfully for each other. And this has earned the respect of the Derby County fans this afternoon. Crossley to Callaghan, but Callaghan, I think he was trying a shot at goal there and didn't clip it hard enough. That's Michael Forsyth beating Clough, but forward by Parker to Clough again. Finds Crosby, Laws on the overlap. Laws with the centre. Mark Wright heads out with Jemson going in. And a foul by Jemson, who nearly elbowed Mark Wright in the throat. I think the bookings have been rather unfortunate this afternoon. Derby have had 4 bookings to Forest 1. It's not been that sort of a game. One expects it to be a little bit meaty when you get sides like Derby and Forest playing, as you do when you get Everton, Liverpool and Tottenham and Arsenal. And Rangers and Celtic. Expect a little bit of meat in the sandwich, as it were. It's now Craig Ramage. Ramage doing very, very well indeed. There's Pearce into touch. Quite winning the throw off Craig Ramage, much to the fact Ramage is penalised. It's a free kick. It's Mark Wright into touch. Forest fans behind Peter Sutton's goal thought Wright took a ride on the back of Nigel Jemson. There's Jemson from the throw. Wright in behind him and a free kick this time. The free kick this time again, Mark Wright on Jemson, but certainly not within the shooting distance of Stuart Pearce on this occasion. Harford not 10 yards from the ball, nowhere near. Pearce gets the ball over him. And it's Wright beating Chettle to the ball. Mick Harford back to Gary Micklewhite. Micklewhite forward for Saunders. But it's too much in the direct path of Mark Crossley and Des Walker for that matter. Saunders unable to latch onto it. Laws across to Chettle. Des Walker. Michael Forsyth. Trevor Hebberd. Throw into Nottingham Forest. Callaghan typifying the Derby attitude by not allowing the ball just to drift out. He did make an effort to get it. That's Pickering. Crosby. Crosby does well, but Saunders a good tackle. Hebberd back to Callaghan. Callaghan just slips there at the crucial moment. Gary Parker with the throw for Nottingham Forest into Nigel Jemson. This is Mick Harford for Derby. Jemson allowed to carry on after Parker had brought Harford down, I thought. Starbuck to Roy Keane. Pearce going forward for Forest. Keane cuts inside Ramage, but it's Mark Wright powering out for Derby. They mustn't be too reckless. Cross to Nick Pickering. Derby have got to keep their shape above all else. And that's Craig Ramage calming things down with a pass back to Peter Shilton. He's waving everybody forward now. Derby County, 80 minutes on the clock. Around 78 minutes played in actual fact. So around about 12 minutes of actual playing time left in this game, which is still delicately poised at 2-1 to Derby. Micklewhite there, Saunders, Mark Patterson, Gary Micklewhite. Patterson on the run down the field. Micklewhite just couldn't get the pass down to him. Looking for Harford instead, but it's too high. Brian Laws, Saunders cutting off the back pass. Harford also going in that direction. Laws down for Crosby. Crosby just keeps it in. Foul by Callaghan. Callaghan saying I never touched him, ref. Forest cribbing ground there on the free kick. It's Crosby into Parker to Clough, but Forsyth sticking with him, and the ball breaking for Saunders, who are intelligent to play the ball back via Patterson to Peter Shilton. Peter Shilton's kick for Mick Harford. Mick Harford just getting a foot there. Ramage going, also getting a foot there. Ball breaking from Laws to Pickering. Pickering across to Mark Patterson. Gary Micklewhite. Micklewhite with a cross. And that was Chettle there blocking that header by Harford. And it's Jemson chasing the ball to the touchline. Go into Forrest. Quick one into Clough, faced by Forsyth. Now strikes Patterson, but it's Roy Keane. And Pickering doing the needful. After Patterson had been caught, Pickering doing the needful against Roy Keane. And just allowed the ball to slip away from him. Bill Starbuck for Forrest, knocking it forward. Mark Patterson for Derby County. Craig Ramage. Mark Wright. That's Steve Chettle. Mark Wright again, but Jemson gets the ball first, and it's into Clough. Michael Forsyth beating him though. Nigel Clough wanting a free kick, not getting it, and it's Craig Ramage coming away for Derby. Nigel Callaghan. Got Gary Crosby behind him. Brian Laws whipping the ball off Callaghan's toe, breaking with Crosby on his right. Jemson. Good tackle by Wright. Wright striding clear. Callaghan. Saunders in support. Saunders checked inside. Callaghan. Throw into Derby County. Good work by Callaghan, taking his time and making sure Derby gained the ground. Nigel Callaghan now with the throw. Got Pickering up this end of the field. Into Saunders. Callaghan again. Go for the corner flag. He did dive that time, but certainly wasn't trying to engineer a penalty there. He was well outside the area. Derby must keep their concentration. Nothing more dangerous than a Forest side when they're 2-1 down, a bit like Liverpool in that respect. Good done by Clough, but not read by any other Forest player. But Peter Shilton, Jemson pressurising him. Looking for Harford. It's to Starbuck and Pearce. Now Chettle. Chettle having the room to break. Jemson. Roy Keane. Drifts out to the left. Does well. And does well against Ramage. But ball not falling for Forest, and Derby County tidying up. Jemson again putting pressure on Peter Shilton. He's waving his troops forward. Mick Harford laying it off, but only to Starbuck, trying to find Micklewhite. Micklewhite pressurising Starbuck. Starbuck giving his balance beautifully. Good pass downfield for Jemson, but right in quickly. Pickering coming in. On Clough. Des Walker picking up the threads for Forest. Inside to Steve Chettle. Looking for Crosby, but that will be a throw into Derby County. The Derby County have got to clear it from that position. Misplaced pass here could really wind things up. Referee rotating his hands there, saying, come on Derby, get on with it quickly. Nice Ramage to Hebberd. Didn't look there, really looked before trying to send Saunders away, and Forrest easily cut that one out. Good play by Laws there, beating Harford. Callaghan going in, go into Forrest. Nail-biting stuff here at the baseball ground as we enter the last 4 to 5 minutes. That's Forsyth. Crosby though hammering over a centre. Patterson only to Parker. And it's now Wright striding clear. Finding Saunders. Saunders not beating Walker though. It's a throw into Derby County. Derby can take their time. Thrown by Saunders to Patterson. Inside to Ramage. Ramage almost losing out to Starbuck, in fact does so. The tackle by Patterson, but it's still with Forsyth. Starbuck there, but Wright manfully clears the ball, but Derby under pressure of their own making. Mark Wright, Colossus at centre half. Hebberd heads clear. Saunders now. Throw into Derby County. Saunders back to Pickering. Inside to Hebberd. Hebberd almost wants their way back to Peter Shilton. Callaghan with the centre. Chettle beating Harford, but here comes Patterson. Only feeds Roy Keane. It's now Starbuck. Jemson out to the left, faced by Patterson. Cuts inside. Starbuck. And Peter Shilton absolutely livid with his defence, allowing Starbuck that shooting opportunity. If that had been in the top corner, there'd have been nothing he could have done about it. And Derby County must keep their shape, keep their heads if they're to win this game. They're allowing Forsyth efforts at goal, which they wouldn't otherwise have. Starbuck now for Forsyth. He's gaining in confidence as the game goes on. Brian Laws. That's Forsyth to Harford. Pickering. Can he set Callaghan going? Misplaced pass again. These misplaced passes out of defence are giving Forsyth the chance. It's Parker to Starbuck. Jemson out to the left. Pearce coming in. Starbuck holding on too long. Tackled by Micklewhite, and then Saunders overrunning the ball. A throw into Forsyth. Ball now back with Des Walker. 1 minute of normal time left. Callaghan. Ramage. Was the hero turned villain? No, not that time. But there again. A misplaced pass by Ramage caused untold trouble there for Derby County, and it could have been disastrous for them. That's Chettle beating Harford. A free kick for Derby County. Harford fouled by Chettle. Callaghan and Ramage. Ramage spreads the ball to Pickering. Back inside to Callaghan. Pickering. Pickering to Saunders. Doesn't control it first time. That is Ramage to Callaghan. Harassed by Crosby. That's the ball down to Harford. Hebberd now. Throw into Derby. Hebberd had to contend with Harford as well as the Forsyth defence. Harford. All will do there for Derby County, but Forsyth extricate it, leaving Harford holding the corner flag. Micklewhite back for Derby County to Mark Wright. That's Parker. Only finds Gary Micklewhite. Callaghan loses out to Crosby. Now Gary Parker. Referee keep looking his watch. We're a minute into injury time now. Mark Wright. And Gary Micklewhite said how long ref then. famous victory by Derby County here this afternoon. They have at last, after 11 years, overcome their East Midlands rivals in a pulsating Barclays League First Division game. They went behind on the quarter hour with a goal by Steve Chettle. Substitute Craig Ramage equalised in 18 minutes, and then there was a beautiful header by Dean Saunders to finish the match off in 61 minutes. So there we've had it. Derby County, who hadn't scored a league goal in that 11-year period against Nottingham Forest at Derby County, at the baseball ground, scored 2 to win this pulsating battle here this afternoon. So there we are, it's Mike Wilson signing off with the score. Derby County 2, Nottingham Forest 1. The Derby scorers Craig Ramage and Dean Saunders. The Nottingham Forest goal scored by Steve Chettle.